me again. In this situation, both of them out of line, especially this one, because she knows. I want to give my disclaimer. This is just a skit. And if you're going through these type of thoughts or this type of rage, whatever in real life, you can push pound 988 from your phone. She knows that Shayla has been through something in her life. She knows this. She knows that Shayla has dealt with some type of trauma in middle school and her childhood. She hears Shayla says, I'm going to do something to myself, which, like with Bethany, even like with Darren, we can say that it's not going to happen. We can say that the person won't do it or they just capping. But in real life, recently, close to home, someone is no longer with us. Y'all, we gotta stop. We can't play with this and think somebody, and I'm not saying nothing about that. I'm just saying, I'm talking in general when I talk right now. I'm gonna make sure I stay sensitive to the situation. I'm talking in general. Y'all, people hurt internally a lot. If you know somebody and they even have the thought, the ideation, they tell y'all, I ain't really thinking about it. It ain't that serious. No, no, I'm good. Y'all, people at their breaking point every day. It could take, they could be doing it for attention, sure. The Darren situation, I think he was at his breaking point and he stopped. Bethany might have been for the attention. Shayla, a little bit of both. Because per Zashri, per her sister, per her mom, Shayla has, in her conversation with Diesel, I need to find that one. She's been on medication or had some type of mental, sorry y'all, food on me, or had some type of mental break before. People, we cannot play with mental illness. And even though this is just a character, even though this is, people say, oh, that's just Shayla being Shayla. You never know when somebody just seeking attention and when they serious. So you have to do something about it. I understand from his standpoint. Okay, I understand from his point. It's like this girl is draining me. This girl, this girl continues to just like really. I'm trying to be there for her. I'm trying to see what's right, but I'm more mad at this one. Regardless of what you feel about that Negro, that's your friend. Her mama brought her here for you to look after her, for you to help her. Bad enough, you with your man, you with her man. That's what I'm talking about. Eklund, she said Shayla's pulling a Bethany. Shayla used this when Anthony wanted to leave her. That's how she ended up at the lake house. Y'all, I do understand. I understand all of that. And that's what I was talking about, Eklund, before you came on. There are some people like Darren who really at their breaking point. And they really thinking about everything that done happened with everything done, and they go there. And then something in them clicks and says no. Then there are people like Bethany who want attention. Not to say that they weren't having the ideation, they weren't thinking. There's some people who would think over and over and over again and never actually do it. Then you have Shayla, which I think is in between. We know that she has some type of mental illness. We know that she's been on medication before. some type of therapy, some type of break, some type of trauma. In this moment, yes, she may be saying it for attention. But her mama not there, Zachary not there, Anthony not there. It's their responsibility to say, wait, 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 wait. Not give in to what she's saying, but say, Shayla, I'm finna call your mom. And I'm finna call somebody. Call this number 988. Everybody should know that number. 988. That is not a joke. This is not just a skit. This is the third time in Skitland in the last month that this has come up. Somebody has experienced this or dealing with this in real life. And people think they just joking. People think they just asking for attention. I've dealt with the ideation before in my life several times. Don't mean I would actually do it. But unless you've been there, you don't know how it feels like to feel like you have no way out. And people say you should never be like that over another person. But the reality is, if you've made that person your world and your life and your God, sometimes people do. People break in real life, y'all. It does not make them weak. If you're a moderator, please make sure you watch the chat during this time, please. Reed says she trying to do that. Delise needs to call someone. This is crazy. If you're a Trump supporter, this ain't the chat for you. We talking about real life situations over here. Please get out my chat. Can somebody put can somebody put hold on. Can somebody put the pound 988 in the comments? Y'all, this is so real. This is so real, y'all. This is so real, y'all. This is so real. If she's saying anything to get him to talk to her, yes. But I think back, and we know these are just the skits. Disclaimer, these are just the skits, and this may be triggering to some. Make sure y'all push the like button. Click the little lines or the X if you're on your phone, and click the like button. But I think back to this morning when she thought about how life could have been with Anthony. Or when I think back to this morning when she said, I got some extra clothes. Everybody on the sound of my voice, in fact, push pound 988. When she said she gave them extra clothes, I thought she was just planning for a crash out. But when she looked at Delicia with Kai, sorry, not Delicia, Denisha with Kai, was that deeper than babysitting? Or did she look at him and say, if something happened, my baby will be loved? If Delicia don't call this girl mama, her sister, or even Anthony or Amber, she trash. And I would never respect this character. I know it's just a skit, y'all. I know it's just a skit. But things like this happen in real life, y'all. Real life. Over broken relationships, broken hearts, family members passing, not being able to provide for your family. It happens for real, y'all. For real, for real. We may find out, y'all, now the backstory of Shayla. We may catch the backstory of Shayla now. They may finally tell us. They may finally tell us what happened to Shayla and what she went through. But as soon as Delicia heard this, I would say, gig up. Shayla, I'm here. Gig up. You cannot let your friends play with that and say nothing. Yeah, so Deborah says Shayla said this before when Arbor did the DNA test. Sometimes people might say it. For me, I probably said a lot of times in my life. But you never know when somebody at that breaking point in their life. You never know, y'all. After my last real struggle with that, I I was gonna have like this seminar thing, and it's a true story, y'all. And I still haven't done it, but that's one of the things I really, really want to do in life is like have the little thing where people can come and talk openly or open format. I bought these little cards. It's probably one in my I probably got one in my purse. Let me see if I got one. Y'all, I bought a bag and I bought these cards because it was so profound to me. Because it was so in my mind. I had bought a bunch of cards and they cards that you can put in your wallet. And it has the hotline number stuff on there. Hold on. I used to keep a bag of them in my purse and pens and everything because, and I would just leave them in bathrooms, at the club, at the bar. I would leave them in the bathroom just in case somebody came through and they were feeling some type of way. Just in case they didn't want to tell the friend they were with or the family member, whoever. I would leave them in bathrooms, y'all. I would leave them at grocery stores on the thing. And I know I have some somewhere. I'm going to find it and I'm going to put it up and y'all can screenshot it and keep it in your thing or whatever. Hold on, let me see. But y'all, I know these are just characters and stuff. But it's nothing to play with. If she don't call this girl mama in the next skit, I'm going to be disappointed in her and disappointed in the writers. Because we can't keep playing with this, y'all. We can't play with it. It's nothing to play about. It's nothing to joke about. Hold on, y'all. I used to keep them in my purse. Because I want to show y'all. These skits are not just... I had keychains, too. Hold on. Keychains, the bracelets. It might be still on my keychain. See what my keys at. Okay, there go my keys. I should have one on my keychain. Where's on my key? I must have gave it away. But I'm going to find it, yeah, before the night over with. I'm going to find it. So I can show y'all. I literally had them on press on passing around because after experiencing and going through that myself, I never wanted nobody else to feel like that they were alone or there was somebody or they didn't have a resource, even if it was a stranger. I wanted people to know that they had somebody that they could turn to. And these are cards that are, y'all, I got so much junk. And they just cards, you can get them on Amazon. You can get them on the thing. I'm wondering how the writers are finna play this out. If they gonna make this like they did with Shayla, like they did with Darren, y'all, some just telling me they gonna make something break. Because they can't, what the writers can't do is be reckless and keep on pushing the ideation thing where people would think, oh, if somebody really thinking like that or they say that, they just playing or they not for real. Because that's reckless. That's not good for them to keep playing with this subject like that. And I'm sorry, y'all, it's triggering to me. It is somewhat triggering to me. I'm sorry. And I can't find it for nothing. I know I gave most of them away, but let me see if it's on here. I put them in little organza bags. Did I give all of them away? Anyway, y'all can continue in the comments. And again, please push 988 in the comments. Pound 988. It's the hotline, y'all. Is this the one? Yeah. Y'all, I see these all the time. I had like a bunch of, and I can't find one right now. Y'all, I have a lot of junk. Well, I guess I've been doing my job if ain't not one in here. Hold on, y'all. Ain't that something? I don't see one, y'all. And I carry these things around all the time. Let me look at my purse again. But I'm just like, yeah, they do. It's triggering. It's triggering, y'all. It really is triggering. I'm over here looking for a card like I'm finna give Shayla the card or something. But it's a card that people can put in their wallets. And if you know someone, you got a friend, family member, I want y'all to take a screenshot of this card and send it to the people that y'all love. And just say, I'm not sending you, I'm not sending you to no hotline. I'm not being funny. But let them know, say, hey, I seen this on the skits and somebody sent this to me. And so I'm just sending it to other people just in case you ever need it. Because, guys, I'm telling you, you have no idea what people deal with in silence or people may be dealing with in silence. And they never talk about it out loud. Now, I got too much junk. I'm going to stay up tonight and I'm going to get rid of some of this junk. This is ridiculous. I know I ain't got that much stuff where I can't find not one card. Not one card, y'all. Not one. Hold on, y'all. I'm listening to the chat. John, can you do me a favor and read the chat for me while I'm looking for this card? Please. I'm going to have a Day/John read the comments for me while I find this card, because now it's on my heart and mind, so now I got to find it, because I'm going to be tripping if I don't. And I'm serious, y'all. The only assignment y'all have tonight is to take a picture of this card and make sure you share it with your friends and family. He taking forever to get here. I'm going back to watch the skit. I feel no empathy or sympathy for Shayla. Shayla is a manipulative narcissist. Deborah, that's totally your opinion. We talking about real life right now, though. And I want to be sensitive to my chat. Narcissists unalive themselves, too. Narcissists unalive themselves, too. And this was for Deborah 1050. We're not talking about the skits right now. So I know this is just a skit, but we're not talking about the skits right now. You have manipulative people. We're talking about real life right now. We do have manipulative people that this go through and stuff like that, but for this moment, let's get our mind out of the skit. Because there are manipulative people unalive themselves. Narcissists unalive themselves. Hurt people unalive themselves. People who say they're gonna do it 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times, and you know they weren't serious, they still do it. And that's why we have to take the stigma off of it. That's why when somebody that's why when somebody threatens to do that, that's why you have to take it serious. That's why you have to report it. That's why you have to get them in a hospital. Shayla now needs to be under a mental evaluation. Somebody needs to call her mom or her sister, somebody who may have her location. Somebody needs to contact them and take her to the doctor. If she just playing, she won't play like that no more. That's what I'm talking about. And that's why even when it happened with Bethany 2 weeks ago, even when it happened with Bethany 2 weeks ago, out of respect for my loved one and the friend of the family, I know somebody this week who lost their child to this. This week. It's nothing to play with. So that's why I say somebody needs to contact her mother. If Delisa do not contact somebody because she's scared that this go come out, the writers have done an injustice. Delisa, if you don't want to go over that coward, call her mama, call her sister, call Amber, call Anthony. Let me see, hold on. I remember she told Anthony she went on look at and went to Angelina right away. Denise cut it out. Yeah. And this is serious, y'all. Like I said, I can't go into details because that's not my that's not my place and that's not my immediate. So that's not my place. But this happened this week. We can't play with it, y'all. We can't play with it. And maybe they showed us the Darren thing, the Bethany thing, to see how the audience will react to the Shayla thing. But in those situations, I think they fell on one of them. I don't know if it was Bethany or if it was on Darren. They didn't even put up the pound 988 on them on those. Yeah, this might be an epic skit on a Sunday. And y'all seen like Shayla was driving on the thing. Of Anthony, maybe her recap of Anthony, y'all, maybe it wasn't about fantasizing life with him. It was the clothes for me. It was the clothes for me. She said I put in some extra clothes in here. And the way she looked at Delicia playing with Kai, or when she was smiling with Kai, like, I know my baby gonna be taken care of. They have to let Delicia do the right thing in this, y'all, or the writers are messing up. Cause nobody called nobody when it was Darren. He had the conversation with Greg, but Greg didn't tell him, say brother, let's go talk to somebody. Say brother, here go a number. Even with Bethany, they threw a party, but nobody said, let's go talk to somebody. Sometimes people, even based on the comments right now, sometimes people don't feel comfortable telling their own family. They don't feel comfortable telling their own best friends because they know the attitude that the people go have. So why tell you? Why tell you? When all you go do is say, they tripping. Girl, go to sleep. Girl, go pray about it. I'll never forget the last time I really, really, really struggled with it. I sent my cousin my social security number, all my passwords, and everything. I called everything. I mean, I called my cousin. I gave her everything. I didn't tell her I was going to do nothing. I just gave her everything. She said, "Why you giving me all this?" I said, "I just want somebody to have backup. I just want somebody to have my information just in case." It was like 2 o'clock in the morning. She said, "Why you sending me this just in case?" I said, "Just in case." I laid down. I cried my eyes out. I prayed out to God. I got on my knees. I cried out to God. I went to sleep. I got woke up by my cousin ringing the doorbell. I run the doorbell, and she run the doorbell. She run the doorbell, and I said, "What you doing over here this late?" And she said, "Ninja." Y'all know what she said. She said, "Ninja, uh, you ain't finna send me nothing like that, and then don't tell me why." And so we sat down and we talked and we cried and I told her what I was feeling and this, that, and the third. This was 2 years ago. And I cried and I told her everything. And she was like, "Ninja, don't you ever do that to me no more." And we talked and we let it out. We cried. And it was like, we got through doing all this probably about 5 o'clock in the morning. And at 5 o'clock in the morning, I said, "Dog, it's time for you to leave." Ideation went out of my head and I was ready to go to sleep. I can play about it now. I can laugh about it now. Then, and I told y'all that it was 5 o'clock, right? Then she showed up at my doorstep at 9 o'clock talking about we going to church. And I said, I had a long night. I want to go to sleep. I was asleep, cousin. She said, "No, we going to church." She said, "You can wear what you got on right now." I had on like some pajama looking things. She said, "You can wear that right there." And we did go to a church that was non-denominational and they didn't care about what you had on. And it was one of the most wonderful moves of God. I said all that to say, y'all, you got to, y'all. You got to take every instance serious. I don't care how many times the person that you think they drama queen, that's what I've been called, drama queen, drama king, want attention, no matter how much you think it's nothing. That one time you think it's nothing, or you think they just playing games, or you think they something else, that could be the time. That could be the time. Before then, the time that sticks out in my head the most. My baby was a baby. I was going through postpartum. My baby was a baby. A lot of stuff was going on, and I remember it was a long, dark road. I had put on my robe. I put on my robe and got in my car. And it's a dark, dark road. And I told myself, I said, if I had a car accident, they would just say I was on a long, dark, dark road. It was just a long, dark, dark road. And when nobody think, and my baby would be taken care of. Y'all can't play with this stuff. You can't play with it. You don't know what that person is thinking. You might think they just full of drama and they are narcissists and all this. And we can call out a character on a fake Country Wayne skit. But this stuff happening in real life. It's happening in real life, y'all. And what we have learned as older adults sometimes to pray ourselves through it, to try to pray ourselves through it, cry ourselves through it. Our black men, they leaving at a rapid rate because the black man has a lot on his shoulders, and he told not to cry and he told not to talk about it. The black woman have a lot on her shoulders, and she told not to cry and told not suck it up, pray about it. What y'all look at as a relationship not working, to somebody else, that person might have been their world, their last chance. I don't see myself with nobody else. You never know what people going through. That job loss, that whatever it may be. Take it serious. Take it serious, y'all. This is just a skit, but it's also real life and it's triggering. If somebody at the sound of my voice, they in that state, press 988. If you don't feel like you can talk to your family, you don't feel like you can talk to a friend, press 988. Talk to somebody, because your life matters. The semicolon is it's a semicolon symbol that's one of the main symbols for suicide awareness. Suicide Awareness Month is in September. Something near and dear to Auntie heart. Y'all don't lose a loved one. Don't lose a friend because you didn't take them serious. And I'm looking at the comments in the chat and stuff, and I just want y'all to know that you are loved. Your life is worth living. God loves you. You are special. Whatever you're going through, you will get through it. Through it. That broken relationship, God will send you somebody else, or maybe God just want to build you up alone. Amber went through this, if y'all recall. Y'all might already put in the comments, but I'm not reading the comments right now. Amber went through this when she lost David and she found out about Shayla and Anthony. Y'all, this is real life. And I have to give the platform they props, but I hope they handle this correctly. If Delisha and Amon, he came across like he didn't give a damn. Like she just tripping again. If Delisha don't call somebody, Country Wayne, Skitland, y'all dropping the ball. Y'all dropping the ball. Y'all done this 2 times. Y'all threw Bethany a party. Darren talked to Greg. In real life, there are some people who need to talk to somebody. There's somebody who needs to be under that 24-hour watch. Okay? And those of you who may be in the chat, I hope my moderators are in here. If y'all in this chat and y'all don't have sympathy or empathy, whoever this Bama boy is, bless your soul, get out my chat. If y'all don't have sympathy or empathy for this situation, then I pray that your family or friends or yourself never have to go through that and never have to be the one to say, I should have listened or I should have took it more serious. It's a new skit. I'm going to get off here. I'm going to find that card because I know I got something somewhere, a pencil or something, and I'm going to take a picture of it, pass it on to your family and friends.